Hey, welcome back to Evernote Simplified, where I'm sharing with you how to use this application as a central information hub and as a work management hub. And today I'm going to be covering getting information into Evernote. If you've been around a while and you previously used Evernote, you may know some of these tricks and these techniques, but others you may not know. We're going to talk about using email to get information in, using quick capture to get information in, using the web clipper to get information in, and using document import to get information in. See, there is ways to get information into Evernote that doesn't require you creating a note and typing information in or recording information, although you can do all of that, and we've covered it in a previous video. These are ways to get information that we have from other places into this tool, which is our central information hub. Now, think about this. What kind of information could that include? It could include invoices or receipts or manuals or research or communication that you want to make sure you have access to quickly and easily, or you're working on a project and, for example, you're planning an event and you want to make sure you're tracking all of the communication with you and the people that you're planning this event with, and you want to put it in your project notebook where it's all your information is together. So those are reasons and use cases. Here we are. We're in email. I'm in Google Mail. I am using the browser. So I've got a bunch of emails here and I want to get them into my Evernote account because I'm working on a project or I have a receipt and I want to store that with the project or with other receipts. Again, let me just say this is a demo account, so you're seeing data that it's just random data, but the thing to know is you're going to email information or emails, you mail or send emails from your mail system into Evernote. And it starts with first opening your email account. It also includes, you must know what your Evernote email address is, because remember in an earlier video when I talked about the clients, Evernote has its own email address. So the effective thing to do is to take that Evernote email address and save it in your address book so that you always know what it is. Make the email account a contact in your address. And I just named it Evernote Demo and I put it right here. If you need to know how to go and find the email address, look at the earlier video where I showed where to find this. So I just made a contact in my email database in Google. So now what I want to do is I want to send a couple of these messages into my Evernote account. And I'm going to take this first one. Can I get your thoughts on this, from Bob Sparkins? And I'm going to forward this email. And remember, I made that contact. When I type it, it'll come up. And I'm just going to send it. That's all I need to do. It's address it and send it. That's one way. But there's more that you can do. And say I want to go to this one here about introducing Google Docs integration from Anthropic or Claude. So I'm going to forward this email, but this time I'm going to do a couple of things different. I'm going to click on this down arrow and I'm going to edit the subject of the email. And I'm going to say I want this to be marketing, and I want to say use this as a swipe file. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just thinking real quick. I'm just putting something in. The point is you can change the subject line, and the subject line of the email that you change it to is what the note will be named. Evernote takes the subject line of the email and it names the note that subject. Okay? So I'm going to now go ahead and send that to the demo. There, it's gone in, and we'll see all of these and you'll see what I did. But let's say I'm sending an email to somebody, and I'm going to send this to my community manager. And I want to blind copy my Evernote account because we're working on a project together. Please follow up with this community member. Thanks for all you do. So I'm now I've written the email, I've addressed it to my community manager, but I'm also having it sent to Evernote, and it's going to use the same subject line and the content of the email, and I'm hitting send. Those are just some simple ways that you can just use an email. If you've never thought of all of those ways of using your email system to get information or get content out of email into your Evernote account, now you've gotten a couple of different use cases that you can use. There are other things you can do. You can customize that email subject to send the email instead of going to your default notebook. You can customize it to send it to a specific name notebook. You can add a tag to the email. I'm going to show you how to send it into a notebook. And I said earlier in an earlier video that I don't really use tags. So I'm not going to really show you something I don't use. But I often will send an email into a particular notebook. So let me show you that part now, and then we'll move on. So now I'm going to send this email here that says talk to Claude on iOS, and I'm going to send it to a particular notebook. So go back, I'm forwarding. You could do this if you're creating a new mail. You could do this if you're replying to an email. You can forward an existing email. In this case, I'm forwarding. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to edit the subject, and I'm going to change this and say reference as the beginning part of the message. I got to be able to type. And then at the very end, this is key, you have to put it at the end of the subject line. Enter the @ symbol and the name of the notebook in your Evernote account. That's all you got to do. It's important if you were adding a tag, you would have to put the tag on here. So @ symbol, space between the last letter, @ symbol, no space afterwards, and the name of the notebook exactly the way the notebook is written in Evernote. And now I'm just going to say, I'm going to hit this send. I've got to be able to type, y'all. So reference item. And I'm going to go ahead and address it to that Evernote account and hit send. Those are multiple ways of getting your information into Evernote using email. And because we get so much of our data in email, this is a powerful use case because now you're saving the stuff that's important to you and you're getting it into your work management system, into your information hub. You're not having to go back and dig through thousands of emails and try to remember who sent it, where it came from, when it was, what it's associated with. You've got it filed in your information hub. So let's go into Evernote and see what that all looked like. Here we are in Evernote, and I'm in my notebook view. I sent one, I'm going to go to my inbox, go into the inbox, and you will see here's the note that I forwarded, that I wrote, the email I wrote and sent to the community manager. You see how it put the subject that I put in the email at the top? It put what I typed in the body, and my little signature. Here's the other one that I forwarded, and I put the word marketing at the beginning, and I didn't see that extra thing, and it just put it in. I didn't put any extra information. All I did was change the subject. Uh, this one, I forwarded, and I didn't change anything. I just hit forward. I didn't change the subject. I didn't do anything. I just forwarded. It put it, now notice, all of those emails went into my default notebook, which I talked about the default notebook when I talked about customizing your email. So if you don't understand the default notebook, please go back and look at that email on customizing and preferences. I didn't tell it where to go, so it defaulted into the default notebook. Now, there was another one that, however, that I put in book, new project. So I created a notebook called New Project. Here it is down at the bottom. And that email that I said, I put the @ symbol and the word New Project on the end of the subject line, it put it directly into this notebook. Doesn't matter what notebook it is. What matters is you know where you want the information to be stored in Evernote. That is the important part. You know where you want it to go. So the first way to get external information in, as I said, is using email. Extremely powerful. And one of the ways I use it a lot. Hopefully that's been helpful for you. And let's move on to some of the other ways. The next way I'm going to talk about is quick capture. It is a feature that works in Evernote on the desktop client. This one, quick capture, is one of the reasons you may want to use the desktop client more regularly. What it gives you is a scratch pad or a sticky note, but it's tied to your Evernote account. The quick capture tool that's built into Evernote, it comes with the program. It's one where you can capture your thoughts, your ideas, those reference numbers, those quick phone numbers, those, codes and all that stuff that you need to jot down real quick. It's a place to grab it, and you don't have to open up Evernote, the full app. You just grab it and put it in from the desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like, and I will add in some additional options so you can see it in action. So let's go to Evernote. This is what quick capture looks like. Well, where you find it, if you have Evernote open on your desktop, on your computer, in the toolbar, in the menu bar, will be the Evernote icon. That Evernote icon is how you open quick capture. If you click on it, you'll see this box that looks like this. It'll have your name, the word quick note, and just a blank box with some icons at the bottom. I want to go through what these are. And I have Evernote open. To use quick capture, I don't have to have this open. I can just use the quick capture screen and get information into Evernote. So anything outside of Evernote, I can have it go directly. Just open it and start typing in here. And that's just capturing like you always do. When you type information into this box, it'll stay in there. Even if you close the quick capture window, that information will stay in the quick capture window until you do one of two things. Number one, in the lower right-hand corner of the window, you should see a button that says Convert to Note. If you click Convert to Note, whatever you have typed in the quick capture window will go into Evernote. It'll automatically create the note and the information will go in there. The other way to get it out of quick capture is, if you've typed it in, is to just simply delete it, highlight it and delete, and make the screen blank again. Other than those two, the information you put in quick capture, it's just going to stay there. visible that you type in. Now, let's move on. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see three icons on the left, right here. One that looks like a computer screen, one that looks like a computer screen with a section of the screen in the upper left, and one that looks like a computer screen with lines in it. Well, what does all of that mean? The one on the left, that's just a computer screen, allows you to capture your entire computer screen. If you want a picture, you want to take a screen image, think you're going to hit the Command Shift 3 on your keyboard, or you're going to use another third-party app to do a screenshot of everything that's your entire desktop. That's what this does. It just takes a screenshot of your desktop and it immediately puts that screenshot into your Evernote. So I'm going to do that on my computer. You won't see what I'm doing, but I'll show you the result. I'm just going to take a screenshot, and I did it, and I'll show it to you in a few minutes. The second icon in the middle is to capture a window, just a window of the computer screen. We often have multiple windows open. We'll have a browser open, and we'll have mail open, and we'll have this open and that open. You can just capture a particular window that you want to have. And I'm going to capture a window and have it go into Evernote. The third is to capture a selection. So sometimes you want to just take a screenshot of a portion of the screen. That's this part. I'm going to do it. You're not seeing me do it, but I'm going to show it to you a little bit later. But I want you to see the result. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of what I'm showing you in Evernote, and it's all going in Evernote. And then I'm going to type a note in mine. I typed this note during the demo, during the tutorial. You're not seeing it, and I'm clicking Convert to Note. Now, what just happened? All of those different ways of getting information in. Well, what happened was, if I go back to my inbox, you'll see I've got a screen capture that captured today at 5:04 p.m. I've got another screen capture. This was the one where I said I wanted a section of the screen, and I captured the portion of Evernote you were seeing. I've got another one where I said I wanted to capture a window. So this is the program window of my eCam software of what was showing. I wanted to capture the entire desktop. So this is the whole desktop that I was looking at. So those are all ways. And then this one was, I typed this note. I just typed it and said convert to a note. Now let's say you have all this stuff, but you don't want 3 different documents. You can select them all and merge them. We went over this in an earlier note, but we're going to merge, we went over it in an earlier video. We're going to merge them together. And now instead of 3 separate notes, I've got one note, one single page, and all of those images are in it. That's way number 2 of getting information into Evernote. Very powerful. Many people don't A, know that it's there, or B, use it. But it's your quick scratch. Here we are on a browser, and I'm doing some research. I'm on this website, and I want some information off of this website. This is where the powerful web clipper comes in. And I will do another little video to show you how to install the web clipper. If you've never installed it and you want to see how to do that, I will make a video for it. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to assume you know how to install the web clipper on your desktop. By the way, the web clipper also works on your mobile device. So you don't have to, you're not confined to using the web clipper only on your computer, only in the browser. You can use it in the browser, you can use it on your computer, desktop client, and you can use it on your mobile client. So all of those on your tablet, your iPad, your iPhone, your Android phone, your Android tablet. Web clipper works on all of them. So here I am doing some research, and I want to go to this blog thing that this person has. And I want to go to this blog, and I'm reading, and I say, I think I want to save this. I want to come back and refer to it. In the upper menu bar of your browser is the Evernote icon for the web clipper. You click it, and you will see it says loading web clipper. Now, in here, you have several options. I can just hit save and have it go in. You see it's taking the title of the page. I've got it on simplified note. But let's walk through what these formats are, because you can change the format. You can have it be the article, just the way the article looks on the page. You can take a selection of the page if I just wanted the title, or if I want multiple sections. I can simplify it, which means I strip out all of the ads, all of the images, and I just want the text. I can take the full web page and put it in. I can bookmark the page and have just the bookmark go into Evernote. And I can take a screenshot of a particular section of the page. So I'm going to use simplified note because I just want the text. Next thing is, where is this going to go? I can have it go in a particular notebook, or I can just have it go where I was last. Doesn't matter. I can create a task right here, new task to do for this article. I can add a tag. I can add additional notes. So maybe I'm having some thoughts about or ideas about how I'm going to use it. I can just go ahead and put those in. By the way, before I leave here, let me go through some settings with you, because these settings affect how Evernote works. So down here in the bottom, there's a gear icon. Click on the gear icon and the settings come up. You can change the appearance. Use system settings is where I leave mine. I've talked about that. You can use You can use smart filing, which this is set on. I'm going to change it to use the last used notebook. You can, if you use tags, you can have a default to a tag. You can use the last clip format, or you can select one. I leave it on the last clip format. I can alter the clip. I can show successful clip dialog, show successful clip dialog without related notes, automatically close the clipper, which I want it to do after I clip. I want it to close it. And then I can say show related results. In other words, when you do a search and you have an Evernote account, you will often see related notes in Evernote associated with that search. I don't want to see that. Show save to Evernote button on PDF pages. I want that. Clip all pages into a single note when you have multiple. If I'm doing research, I want them to all go in the same note. So you can use shortcuts with Web Clipper. You've got some disclaimers, their privacy policy, and a log of what you've done. So the two sections that you pay attention to is this general section and the shortcuts section for that customization of the web clipper. Now that I've done all of that, I'm going to go back and I'm going to save this to my Evernote account. Now, I did something a little goofy here. So I'm going to I'm going to do one other thing because this went into my production account, and I'll show it to you in there because frankly, I forgot to change over to my production account when I set this up. So it's okay. You will just see the note. That is the web clipper. You can clip anything, images, web pages, sections of web pages, PDFs, YouTube content. You can clip a lot. Most people think of, in my experience, and I've heard many, many, many people say the following thing: Evernote became a dumping ground. And that is not Evernote doing it, that's us doing it. If I just simply do a lot of clipping and I'm not intentional about using the content that I put in, then yes, it becomes a big dumping ground. In my case, the way I use it primarily is when I'm doing research for a project or I'm trying to learn a new skill or upskill. I'm collecting that information so that I can go back and quickly find it. Okay, so we are here on the desktop. You're looking at Finder. I've got a bunch of documents in my Finder window. And what I want to do is I want to get all of these into Evernote, or a bunch of them. So I'm going to take this PDF. I'm going to take not a song. I'm going to take this PNG, and I'm going to take, oop, I'm going to show you this one separately. This Evernote quick helper ENX file. That's a unique file. So, but I want to import documents, and there are a couple of things I can do. So remember this Evernote folder, and remember this file that ends with ENEX. Okay, that's what I want you to remember. Those are going to come into Evernote, and I'll show you how to do that. And then I'm going to show you one other way to do an import within Evernote. In your settings, you can use the sync folder option, and you can connect a folder from your computer. Remember, I was in downloads and I wanted the Evernote folder. So I'm going to select that folder, and I'm going to select, and then I'm going to apply the changes. When I applied those changes, Evernote will now import directly into the software any files that are in that folder. If I put a file in that folder, Evernote is going to insert it in, it'll create a new note. Again, this is another way of getting an external file into Evernote. And that's what I wanted to show you. So let's go look at our inbox. Let's go look at our inbox. Therefore, one of the files I had was a PDF. Here it is. It imported the PDF right into my inbox. Another was this file, which was a PNG. It imported the PNG right into my inbox. What I did was I put the file in that Evernote folder on my computer. I didn't do anything else. It took the file name and made the file name the name of the note. Okay. There's another way you can do this, however. If you're working in Evernote, you can create a blank page, give it a title, and then you can do one other thing. You can create a sample page, and then you can go to the Insert option, and you can click Attachment. That will bring you to your Downloads folder or whatever folder on your computer. And you can pick a document. I'm going to pick this PNG and have it inserted directly into Evernote. So let's say we want to import an Evernote file. We've got a couple of things that can happen, and let me just run through these quickly before I get into demonstration. For example, in this new year, I will be creating Evernote templates. And the way I'll provide those templates will be through exporting them out of a production or a database, and then making the file available. And you just import that file into your Evernote account, and you've got the template, it's ready to go. Also, you may be moving pages or from one account to another account. You export the page or pages out of the account, and then you can import them into the other account. You also may need to export your Evernote pages and put them into something like Apple Notes. What I did was I took a page and just exported it from my other account, and I want to import it into here. So I create an Evernote file, but then I go back to the insert button, and I pick an attachment. But this time I'm going to pick the ENX file. So here I am. I've got Finder again, and I'm sharing it with you. And remember that quickhelper.enix file, I'm going to double click on that file. And what it's going to do is import that note into my Evernote database. Let me show you that. It imported, it popped up a message and said the import is complete. And now I'm going to go back, and what it did was created it created a notebook called imported with parentheses around the name and the name of the note. And it put that note in that notebook. I don't want to keep that notebook around, so I'm just going to move the note to another notebook. Let's say I'm going to just move it to my inbox. And then I'm going to delete that import notebook. That is the final way I'm going to share today. Multiple ways to get external information into your Evernote account. Let's recap. Email. Multiple scenarios for putting an email message from your email system into Evernote. Number 2 is the Evernote Quick Capture when you use Evernote desktop client. Quick information without having to open the Evernote application or software on your computer. The Web Clipper, one of the best in the industry or anywhere. Lots of applications now have web clippers in. None of them I have found come close to the way the Evernote Web Clipper works. Number 4 is document import, whether it's different types of documents, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, Pages documents, Keynote files, PDFs, PNGs, JPEGs, you name it. You can use the document importer to pull documents directly into Evernote. And the last one I showed you is importing an Evernote document into your account after it has been exported or given to you from someone else in that format. You could also import HTML as well. I didn't show it, but you could also import HTML. Those are ways that you can get information into Evernote that's sitting outside, and you're not opening the program and typing information in or voice recording information in. Although you could do both, and they work, and there are reasons you would do that, and purposes and use cases for those options where you're just typing information in or you are voice recording. That this information has been useful for you today. I want to give you information that is useful for you to make Evernote a true information hub and a work management hub for yourself. It's super, super powerful. I want to remind you, I'm not an Evernote employee. I'm not sponsored by Evernote, nor am I an Evernote affiliate. If you want to use the program, I use it every day. I'm going through the ways that I've used it and showing you some examples to get you thinking about how do I use this powerful tool. That's the goal of this entire Evernote Simplified series. I will see you in the next video. Remember, I have provided some prior videos. Go back and watch those to catch the parts that you need to catch to make this piece a little simpler for you to understand. So thank you. Go ahead, watch the video that's here on the screen, and I will see you over there.